Everybody, welcome back to microbeerreviews.com. We got a cool little skyline back there for you on this review, but that does not mean we can't do a good beer review tonight from Cigar City Brewing Company. These guys are out of Tampa, Florida, and they've massively increased their distribution up the East Coast where I live. I've got good friends in Florida where when their Highlight first came out, I mean, it was like this crazy sought-after IPA, and very good, by the way. We can check out our review on that. But this one I never heard of. It just made it up away. It's called Invasion Pale Ale. It has this picture of a pirate up there. It's an American Pale Ale. It's one of the regular releases. It talks about how Tampa fell prey to the pirate invasion annually for over 100 years. Modern sea, air, land arsenals. With short takeover to wind-powered vessels being naught by cast iron canyons and raging scurvy. It occurred that the folks at Cigar City Brewing, that if we could beat them, start saying Arrrr Matey. We brewed Invasion Pale Ale, like citrusy, tropical, and low-alcohol session beer for those long days, pillaging and pirating. Cheers. It is 5% ABVs, so definitely low on the ABVs. IBUs of 36, which is right on point for a pale ale. It's got a little mango, tangerine, a little bit of orange, clementine, dry bread-like maltiness, which is what a pale ale should have, for a approachable and incredibly flavorful beer. So let's get it into the glass. I have not had this before. It came in a 6-pack. Most all their beers are $11 to $12 for the 6-pack. I have been told in Florida they are approaching some of the grocery stores now and getting a lot less expensive. So have to keep on that. But look at it, a little bit of a hazy, kind of orangish, perfectly white head on it, pretty thick. But I mean that is a hazy orange beer. Nothing residual floating around on that. All right, so we got into the glass here. You can definitely see it's kind of a hazy orange, perfectly white, frothy, foamy head on it. Definitely smells bready. That would be a good word. It's got a tad of the tangerine and orange like I talked about. It's interesting. It almost has kind of a sourness to it. It smells like a sour to me. A little bit of hops coming out. Kind of a strange aroma. Let's try it, see what we've got here. Cheers. Alright, tastes much better than it smells in my opinion. I'm not a huge sour fan, so I'd struggle with that, but yeah, it's got some, it's very bitter on the front. It's very bitter and sour. It's got like that kind of lemony kind of tartness to it on the front. It's got a little bit of what I call that wet paper towel kind of maltiness to it. The orange and tangerine kind of come out. Then the hops barely come out. It's not hoppy at all. It should be. It's pale ale, not an IPA. But it's just kind of, sort of there. Dissipates with kind of a definite, like what I call a stringent bitterness. It definitely coats the back of your palate. Now, I will say, this beer tastes, in terms of the taste, more of a medium-bodied beer, and a pale ale normally doesn't do that. So it's got a little bit more of a punch to it in terms of the mouthfeel than most pale ales. Not boozy at all. It's only 5%, but it definitely has a little bit more of a stickiness to it that I would not have expected. And again, most pale ales don't have. So for that reason, I kind of like it. I don't like the sourness at the beginning. That's just my own personal palate. It's just something I enjoy. But it's definitely got some qualities to it. I don't know if I'd buy this again. I rate my beers between 1 and 5. I would probably give this a 2.5. It's a pale ale, yes. It's hazy. It's got some sourness to it. It's tarty. It's got a little bit of craziness going on in the middle that I can't quite pinpoint. It's okay. It's not great. I think some people would really enjoy this. The one thing this beer I think really has going for it is the 5% ABVs. It's a quality beer. You can tell there's a lot that went into it. there was a lot maybe didn't quite connect, but there's a lot that went into it, and it's good in that respect, and it's got some qualities that I think, again, hot summer months, you just want to have this kind of crazy, wacky, really, really cold pale ale out in the sunshine, enjoying yourself. This beer makes sense for that. It's better than macros. It's just, in my opinion, it's got a little bit of a pigeonhole for who's going to purchase it repetitively. So I'm glad I tried it. It was decent. I like this brewery. I think they're coming out with some good stuff. So I kind of label this as one of their, we're experimenting to try to get some cool stuff out, but we're not quite sure if it's going to be a major player and a big hit. So let us know if you tried it. Leave comments on our YouTube channel or website. Appreciate it when you leave comments. We upload all the time. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, we will see you again real soon. Cheers.